Hey guys, hope you're well. It's Jasmine here, and
I'm Ryan.
this is the Wholism podcast. And if I don't sound excited, it's a lie. I am. I really am. I'm just tired, and I've had a long day. But we're here now.
Boom. We've showed up. Sometimes it's all you can do. Whatever. Just showing up.
No, it's not, because that's what I tried to do, Ryan.
And you did. You said try it as if you're still actively trying.
No.
You've done it.
I mean, yeah, but I would have just liked to show up.
You did.
I know. But show up and...
Oh, show up and not do it and not be a host.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted to show up. Ryan will not let me just show up.
No.
So there's that. As Ryan would say, we're going to start this off with the serenity prayer. But first, if you're watching this on YouTube or Apple Podcast or wherever you're watching, like he would say, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. We haven't gotten a whole lot of comments, so let's try to change that up.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, let's force them to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Stop being nice about it.
Stop being nice about it. You don't like something, say it. Stand on business, like they say. That's what you should do. And if you do like something, stand on business with that too. You know what I mean? Because that's good. If you hate having me instead of Lucy, like, I'm so sorry, but tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to change it, but at least I know.
Would it make you feel better?
Would it make me feel better if they didn't like me, or if they did?
If they just straight up said whatever they're going to say.
I mean, why not?
Okay.
It's the internet. People,
they don't give a shit.
They don't have faces. Can't actually see who it is. People get bold. It's okay. I've had people like dog me on Instagram.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, I know. And the funny thing is, it's mostly like drama with people that I really don't even deal with. I had this girl. Ooh, this girl made a fake account. Not that you asked for the story, but I'm giving it to you anyway. Because she thought that her man wanted me. And I was like, even if he did, I don't want him.
Yeah. So, I mean, like.
What I got to do with that?
Fascinating.
I know. People are just. People are weird.
I guess that's why the serenity prayer is really needed.
It is. Here we go. Are you ready? Higher power. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what's going on with you physically?
Oh! The name of the game this week has been honey. So I went to the farmer's market. It was actually today. I went to the farmer's market because I was starting to notice, all right, like weather's starting to like do that weird thing where it doesn't know if it's going to get warm or cold yet. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, all right. I started thinking about it. Like March is next freaking month. Next week. And so it's about time for pollen season to start determining whether it wants to be here or not. So one of the things that I do yearly, instead of like taking medicine, because I used to have really bad allergies, so I just go to the farmer's market to go and get local honey. I was talking to somebody about it yesterday at work, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to go to Whole Foods. And I said, no. You go to the farmer's market. And you need to talk to the farmers down there. You won't see a barcode on their stuff, but you'll know that's the good stuff. So this week was about honey, getting myself prepared for allergies that are getting ready to come, because usually I usually will have like 2 teaspoons of honey once a day for like a good week and a half, and then like throughout the spring I'm usually good. So very excited. And while I was there, got into a great conversation with the lady who is the farmer who was selling it. I learned a lot about the agricultural laws.
Wow.
And I was just like, is that what y'all are up against? That's freaking insane.
Yeah.
It is I mean, it's shocking. So anyways, me and her ended up having a conversation for like 20 minutes. But the name of the game this week has been honey, and working out and sleep. I have not been sleeping very well, but I had a nightmare for the first time in a very long time.
Oh, I've been having those pretty recently too.
Have you really?
Yeah. Someone tried to break into my house, so it's like a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, I think someone tried to break into my house. Excuse me. My front door, like the handle, is like now off the hinges. And I can't imagine that just happened. Yeah. But I also don't have any evidence that someone tried. So now I have like nightmares of people coming into my house at all hours of the night and like kidnapping me.
That is
sure should.
Fucking terrible. Jeez, man. Yeah, mine weren't that.
You said a nightmare. I figured it was bad.
So for me, when I think nightmare, like I've learned that like when I have bad dreams, or like not bad dreams, anxious dreams, I wake up with like I don't want to call them anxiety. I used to have panic attack dreams that like I would die and then it would kind of like wake me up and I would be breathing hard. This particular one, I want to say it's probably an anxiety attack, an anxiety dream, where like I was trying to go to this floor on this freaking, and then it ended up continuing to going down to the basement. And then I was like in this really weird world that I was just like, where the fuck am I? And I was just really panicked. And then I woke up, and it was one of those dreams where like I was afraid to go back to sleep because I was like, I don't know if my brain is going to try to finish this out. Mm-hmm. So instead I'm going to watch, the Nate Land podcast, and that made me laugh, and I was able to get rid of that. Was God waiting on the other side? I don't know. Wasn't ready to see it apparently.
Right. So
anyway, sleep has been a big deal. Honey has been a big deal. Trying to get some rest. Because I'm really doing a good job with my working out schedule. I'm really crushing it. Mm-hmm. And tennis starts up next week. So my league starts up. So I'm really getting like grinding mode for it.
Yeah. Nice.
But that's about it. There's nothing particularly deep happening right now with me. It's kind of just where I'm at. What about you?
Well, since you started with food, I just have to tell you about my vegan food tour that I went on this past weekend. I was in Charlottesville, Virginia, doing a workshop at UVA on Saturday and Sunday. And to know me is to know my love of food.
Okay.
And when I travel, it doesn't matter what I'm traveling for, food is thrown in there some way, shape, or form. So what does that look like? If I am taking a road trip, I plan my food stops. And so if I'm traveling to a different state, I look up the vegan spots at that state that I have to try before I leave. So I went to Charlottesville and had a lunch spot, dinner spot, and breakfast spot. I got there on Saturday around lunchtime, had a lunch spot, did my workshop, went to dinner at another vegan spot, woke up the next morning, worked out, then I did.
Oh, you worked out?
Yeah, in a hotel gym. I was so proud of myself. It was crappy. Didn't have much in it at all, but I still did it, and then had like the little continental breakfast with some like, I think I had a bagel or something, but then went to brunch at another vegan spot, and then did my last workshop and hit the road home. But the food was so good.
What was it?
I went to Roots for lunch, and I think it's a pretty big deal in Charlottesville, but I also found out that they have one in Chapel Hill when I went and found out, because I wasn't running late, but I had to order online to have it be ready to pick up and head to my hotel. So Roots was so good, and it was my second time having it. The first time I ever did a workshop at Charlottesville.
Do they sell what it sounds like they sell?
No, let me get there.
Oh, okay.
So the first time I had a workshop up at UVA, the program coordinator or whatever took me to the spot and was like, yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
But it's like a kava or a,
oh, okay.
What's that one other place called? Not Meza. Have you seen Meza? MEZAH or something like that. It's kind of like that. So you can choose like your base greens or grains, and then you have all your toppings. But they have like this, what is it? Like a something, ginger glaze tofu and barbecue tofu. And they have like the mushrooms. And it was just so good. And it was refreshing. So I was here for it. Then for dinner, granted, it was terrible service, but I've forgiven them for that.
Waffle House style or cookout style? You haven't been to any of those places probably in a very
Not
long
in a
time.
very, very long time. I can't eat nothing at either one.
I just thought about it. I was like, I can't.
But this place was called Firefly, and I got like, they had a tachos, I think it was called. It was like nachos, but with tater tots. So it was like tater tots at the bottom with like cheese, vegan, and like a pico, like just all the stuff on the top of it. It was really good. And then I also got a crab cake sandwich.
Oh, that's fun.
With the side garden salad. Again, all vegan. Then I had this warm brownie sundae with this vegan scoop of vanilla bean ice cream on the top of it with the chocolate syrup drizzle. That was really good. But none of that was better than my Sunday brunch at Botanical. I will go back to Charlottesville just to go back to Botanical.
Is that a restaurant?
Mm-hmm. And it was a vibe. It was just like, there were a ton of people in there, but they were all just like kind of what you think of like Charlottesville, mountainy, like chill people are. Like everyone was just so cool.
Okay.
And I ordered the waffles that also happen to be gluten-free, so I was really concerned about that because I typically don't like gluten-free things because the taste always isn't there for me. But then it had crispy chicks on it, but it was oyster mushrooms, and it had this cashew butter and this syrup on it. Then I also got the sausage, like biscuits and gravy, because I was hungry. I devoured all of it. So it was really good. So that's my story.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this like this week. When you had mentioned the zucchini brownies last week,
Mm-hmm.
I really, in my brain, I was like, what the hell? But then I remembered one time you had like brought over some vegan cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember
they were
thinking,
so good.
you know what? Those were actually really good. So maybe I need not judge vegan
funny,
sweets.
my sister called me yesterday and she was like, I'm calling you because I'm eating my last brownie. And I just don't think I really thanked you for that, like for doing that for me. And I really wanted to be like, I didn't do it for you. I did it for my future niece or nephew. But I also did it for her. But it was nice to, be thanked properly for that because I was really tired that day and did not want to go home and bake zucchini bread and zucchini brownies from scratch. But I did. And I am about to make that zucchini bread again because it was slapping. So good.
What a fascinating life. You know what's crazy? You wouldn't like this, but you will be proud of me for this.
Okay.
So I went and I got not a vegan burger, but a veggie burger. Now my only issue with veggie burgers is that they say that there's no meat inside of it. So I get one of those like Impossible burgers, which I'm not sure exactly what's. So in order to balance that out, I made bacon and I put that on there. Pretty exciting.
I mean, I can bring you some vegan bacon.
No, I'm good. And so I want my bacon driven.
Let's get you the whole experience.
I'm fine.
We can make some carrot bacon.
No, I'm good. But
in the comments, let me know if you've tried carrot bacon and if we should get Ryan to try it on the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm just saying, if the people want it, the people are gonna get it.
I mean, that's all good. I mean, it's like, what's that? The cinnamon challenge that lady did
Isn't that like? That's like life or death. Can't you choke doing that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't understand what people were
You're
doing.
not going to die from eating carrot bacon. Don't be dramatic.
Is there grease in it? But that's what I was going to tell you, too, that I was doing physically. So I made what I do is, like, so one of the things my nutritionist talks about is that, like, I really have a nutritionist. And one of the things I talk about is I really don't like to eat.
Right.
And so... But she was telling me, like, well, what makes it fun? And I was like, well, I love a good sauce. I usually am only eating food for the sauces. Mm-hmm. And so, but I was telling her I love to make garlic aioli sauce from scratch. So I was able to do that this week, finally. And it changed the vibe of that.
Can you make it vegan or do you use mayonnaise?
Yeah, is mayonnaise not vegan?
There are vegan mayonnaises, yes. Mayonnaise has eggs in it.
That makes sense. Well, there's also eggs in this garlic aioli sauce.
Oh, never
And
mind.
olive oil. Well, there's olive oil, there's eggs, and egg, lime juice, onions, garlic, and some kind of spice.
We'll see if you can make it vegan. Would love to try.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll see that. I got free mayonnaise from UNC. Seems random, but they won the Duke Mayo Bowl.
Oh,
so
they did.
So they got a lot of Duke mayonnaise.
That's
When I was at work, and I was like, I walked into work, and I was like, "What's up with all this mayonnaise, guys?" And they were like, "They shipped it to us. Do you guys want any? Please take it, because we can't."
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, so that was an interesting day, but yeah. So I was able to get to that though, and it made my burger a whole lot better, and that bacon was phenomenal. But it felt really good because one of the things I did do that's been really good for me is I don't eat at night. And so I was able to kind of give myself a chance to eat at night. So, and I just eat cookies because that's an issue of mine. So anyways, that's it.
Lovely.
Nice.
And with that, what you been up to, man? How are things? I feel like last time you were going to the movie. I think you went and saw a movie. I went and saw a movie last week. So I saw the Bob Marley movie.
So we're in the mental section.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to say I was disappointed in the movie, but I was not prepared. I thought this movie was going to be like a documentary. And I was going to learn a little bit more about it. And don't get me wrong, I learned. But I felt like the movie was about how music unites us. Like it wasn't about his life. Like it was, but it wasn't. Like it was not what I was expecting.
Like I something I kind of like, I often think about a lot is that people always, it's something I do for Martin Luther King Day now. Like people always play that "I have a dream" speech.
Yeah.
Instead of like reading the letters from the Birmingham jail, which are very vastly different pieces of writing.
Right.
One of which like is like, this is my hope, and this is what all of that pain and struggle brought about. And then, but if you were really getting to the weeds of it, this is like the foundation to which it was built out of, which is ugly.
Right.
So they didn't show the foundation of what his music was built out of.
Like sort of. Like I said, I just really thought I was going to learn a whole lot more about Bob Marley than I did. So I was a little disappointed in that. But other than that, it was a good movie.
When was the last time a biopic really gave you something to learn? Where you felt like you came out of there knowing that you know something?
I really liked the New Edition biopic. I feel like I learned stuff about them.
That was like a series, though.
I mean, it was still a biopic.
But as opposed, that was like a 6 hours as opposed to.
So you're saying like I had a whole lot more time to learn about them. I don't know. I don't really know a lot of movies of biopics that I can think off the top of my head.
That were just like, that's what I was thinking. Like, because the ones I could think of, there's the New Edition one. And then there's also, I was thinking about the Jackson 5 biopic. I mean, phenomenal.
Yeah.
But, they couldn't get all, like they would, like that was a freaking 3-day event.
Right, but I guess that just means that they're doing a good job on who they're picking, because they need multiple shows to give us their whole life story. Like, I wonder if I went to somebody and was like, hey, do a biopic on me, would they be like, all right, got you in 30 minutes?
Yeah, that'd be kind of wild, right? That'd be kind of depressing. Be like, all right, well.
Right, like, my life has not been impactful at all.
Yeah. And then what would it end with with the biopic now?
With my biopic?
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't end. I'm still here.
To be continued.
To be continued. What's she gonna do next? Find out here in 2 years.
Yeah.
I like legit. This is so going into something else. I legit wanted someone to follow me around with a camera and like document my life at one point.
Oh, really?
Actually, it was after the Kanye West documentary came out on Netflix. And I was like, bro, my life is interesting. Like, people should want to see more about me. And then I realized I'm really not that important. And that idea just went away. But yeah, anyway.
Huh.
How was your movie that you went and saw?
So I went to go see Argylle.
I remember.
Very excited. Here's something I was kind of struggling with that movie. I went into it very judgy because I do this terrible thing where I read all of the reviews or I like try to like look at reviews before I go in there, because right now it's a terrible idea, and I know it doesn't work. However, I was just like, all right, like, I need not do that, but I also don't want to walk into a terrible freaking movie because Bumblebee got great reviews. That shit sucked. And so I was just like, let me at least see what people are talking about.
Isn't that more reason not to read any of the reviews and just go in there with a clear mind?
Sometimes I need to know what's really happening. That actually is a better idea. Yeah. I mean, it is. But it also helped that, like, I don't know. There was a lot of things happening actually with that. It actually made a lot of sense that I can't.
Yeah, you got to stop that.
Yeah.
So that's like going into a book, reading the end of it. Why would you do that?
A review equals the end.
Sometimes
all the ones that said spoilers. I skipped over that.
Oh, well, sometimes you can't. Even if they say spoiler, it doesn't mean that it's not going to spoil it.
No. Well, I didn't. Well, I did.
So you're going to try something new next week. That's
what
I
did
heard.
It this time, and I was like, you know what? Here's two things that helped me to kind of like get rid of that. I said, okay, you know what? I read the reviews, whatever, but I'm going to change thine mind by saying I just like the director. His movies tend to be fun, and a lot of reviews I was reading were saying, hey, we're not coming here for something deep. It was a fun movie. And I'm like, okay, that's what I wanted, though. So I need to at least know that it's that. Okay, so anyways, whatever. So that was very exciting. And then B, a great lesson for myself. Like you said, just go in there and just make my own judgments of this thing.
Right.
So when I went in there, by the way, I had the theater to myself. I was at Paragon Theaters. Freaking amazing. I was laughing and making noise like it was like I was in a Tyler Perry movie.
Not a Tyler. Why you got the
because I
Perry into it?
I do not. I don't know. I struggle. I always call them the old Lawdy crowd, and I remember like it's a very real memory of mine. I went to go see Best Man Holiday, and there was just these ladies behind going, "Oh Lord, good gracious!" And yo, you like shut up. And so
it makes it fun.
Are you that person?
I'm not that person, but I live for those people.
I can't.
I mean, hearing them makes me have a better time.
They will miss important dialogue.
But I mean,
that is,
it's the joy of the laughter that you hear from predominantly black women supporting Tyler. But I love it.
I remember one time
here for the black girl joy.
I get it, whatever. But go have it. I just won't be near it. And so,
did you see the Beyonce?
No, I didn't go see that.
Okay, would it have bothered you if people got up and were like dancing and singing? And
yes.
Oh.
I'm in a movie theater to watch a movie, not to watch all kinds of.
But it was Beyonce.
Fantastic. Whatever.
Getting it, man.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
I heard the Taylor Swifties were like out doing that. I have not seen that one, but I hear it's really good. So I'm gonna.
I mean, I wouldn't. Once again, I get it. I understand. I have switched up with which theaters I go to. I remember one time my friend told me like she went to go see the first when Black Panther first came out, not the second, but the first one. That like people were like singing "We Shall Overcome" in there, and I was just like, well, first of all,
but we shall.
Here's the thing, I wanted to, and she was just like, so it was like kind of the black experience, and I was like, fuck that, like no. We're here to watch a movie. This is one cog in the wheel of Marvel.
This is why you should stay your ass at home.
Actually, I choose.
Watch the movie on your couch.
I choose theaters that I choose. I'm very specific with my theaters I choose now.
I hear what you're saying.
So,
it's okay.
So anyways,
I'm glad you like the movie.
Yes, I went to go see. I'm by myself in there. I get a drink. I'm over there having a good time. And the truth is, the movie was everything I wanted it to be. Good. It was fun. There was all kinds of colors and stuff like that in there. There was laughter. There was some intense moments. I mean, like, guys, if anyone tells you that Argylle freaking sucks, I don't know what they're looking for, but I'm trying to get to a point again with movies where I'm just like, yo, I'm just here to have a good time. I think I kind of lost that with movies. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes they got to be deep, but I mean, Endgame was fun. So what are we doing? So I was very excited about that. So
awesome.
That's kind of me mentally.
Okay, so backstory. I was late today, and I'm never late, and I don't like to be late. I almost feel like it's disrespectful to be late because it's like a time thing, right? Like, I respect your time, so I come when I'm supposed to. You respect my time. But it was like a crazy day. But it leads me to this whole thought of preparation. And I told Ryan, I don't like feeling unprepared, right? So the thought is, and have you ever heard the saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready?
Yes.
So I'm wondering if the quote that I saw that I'm going to read once my face unlocks my phone. When opportunity comes, is it too late to prepare? If you're unprepared, right? So then I thought about, like, what would happen if my phone rang tomorrow morning with someone that, because I just got back from a workshop in Charlottesville at UVA, which I just talked about. But let's say UNC calls me tomorrow.
All right.
Ew.
What up, dog?
I'm an NC State girl.
Good to see you at work.
Right. So if UNC calls me tomorrow and says, hey, our speaker just bailed today. We need someone to fill in. Can you be here in 2 hours? I could say without a shadow of a doubt that I could be able to do, like, I'd be able to do that.
Okay.
Given the biggest stage, given whatever, would I be nervous? Maybe. But I know that I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. So, and I was thinking about this too, like last week, because I had such a busy week last week that I didn't feel fully prepared for my workshop, because I typically prepare like a week or two in advance, and I was preparing like 2 days before. But at the same time, push comes to shove, I'm ready. Like, it does not matter. I can make something up at the drop of a dime to be prepared for something, because I know what I know. And I feel like maybe it's just maybe it's not even the preparation currently, but it's the preparation for the past 4 years that I've been doing the workshops and stuff like that. I know, what I can bring up. I can pretty much do my PowerPoint without the PowerPoint. Like, I know the topic, I know what's next, I know what everything is covered. And so is there any aspect in your life that you feel, if opportunity strikes, is it too late to prepare, or are you prepared?
What's crazy? Like, there's a few things I think I would be prepared for, and some things I'm not prepared for. Usually, like, things that I've been working on. So work, like, I get a lot of opportunities to film games and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And last year I got asked about filming rowing. I've never in my life even paid attention to a rowing competition. And they were like, "You think could you like come and help film this?" And I was like, "All right."
My mom was a rower.
Oh, really? Oh, it was fascinating. So I was just like, I have no clue. But when that opportunity came knocking, I'm so confident in my abilities to adjust to whatever sport kind of comes about that I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go and do it. And it was way more simpler than I expected it to be. So when it comes to like my job, or like things that I have done repetitively over and over and very consistently over the years, I feel very prepared. video editing stuff, I think one of the things I'm good at is I'm really good at knowing if I'm not prepared for something. I think a lot of times opportunity will show up, and I actually am very good at voluntarily telling people I'm not the person for this. I'm not because most folks, because I have a camera, think Ryan can take pictures. Nope. I've never done it. I'm not good at it. I should probably point you towards someone who is. But video stuff and I say that to say, like, for video stuff for a long time, I didn't feel prepared for it. I didn't like what I was seeing. So why in the world would I try to get paid to do this, as far as video editing stuff? So now after having done that for some years, now I just feel super confident in it. So, I mean, I do some editing, for this big, real estate company. And when they asked, I was like, yeah, for sure. And even though I have no clue what in the world is going to happen or how they want it done, I'm very confident in my abilities to adjust on the fly. One of the things I know I'm not prepared for, it was one of the things we did really good with Wholism was like, if we were to get like a bigger number of people wanting like the milks and stuff like that, I'm not prepared for that opportunity. So in a lot of cases, I keep myself away from that. I don't talk about the milks nearly as much anymore. Because if someone were to, because like even when I do, people go like, oh my God, where can I buy this? Oh shit, like we're not prepared. So I'm very, 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 what's the word? I keep that very, very hidden underneath a lot of things and stuff nowadays. But there's a lot of things I don't feel, I can honestly say, like for me specifically, if I don't feel prepared for something, I won't put myself in an opportunity to actually like be asked to do it. So I think that's unfair to the person. I think that's unfair to me, all these different things.
That's a good point. But for some reason, I feel like I'm on the opposite end of that coin.
How?
Like if someone asked me to take pictures of something, knowing good as well, I cannot work a camera. I feel like I've worked in front of the camera and that's good enough. So I would, and then at the same time, I think I would think to myself, God, are you telling me to go on a different path? I would probably go rent a camera and just try. There's going to be at least one good shot in there for you to use. I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's something that if someone asked me to do and it was a big opportunity, if I would be able to say no, or if I would still try to do it. But I see your point of like, I respect you enough to know that I ain't the one for this. I think I would try it. You know
what's wild though? So when I first started doing this stuff at UNC, I had never in my life in the slightest bit filmed a sport or even thought this was even a possibility of a job.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. And look at you now.
So here's my point to you. But when my friend first was like, so basically how that whole thing kind of came about is my friend, I was working at a warehouse at the time, and he was just like, yo, Ryan, like UNC is starting to have like some things starting to come up. Like, yo, like we could use, they're saying they could use some help over there. Like, you cool to come and help? At the time I was working at the warehouse, and I was like, bro, I ain't got time. But then a lot of things started happening, and God was showing me some things. So I was like, all right, I got to quit this job. So I quit, and I asked him like, yo, y'all still need help? He was like, yeah. So he emailed the guy, and my friend told him, yeah, Ryan's worked the camera and stuff like that, which was true. I know how to work a camera. There's
only a little white lie.
Yeah. Like I had probably like a year or two before that had legitimately done I had like rented like Hollywood cameras from Atlanta, from this place down in Atlanta, and the guy who owns the cameras, he was like one of the camera guys for Jurassic Park and Catch Me If You Can, and he was the main videographer for Vampire Diaries. So I had like gone and I had found locations to film this concept trailer for this movie I had written, and I had found actors and all these different things. So I rented these cameras. So I'm sitting probably with like $2 million worth of stuff inside of a rented car. Scared to death, by the way. Mm-hmm. but I knew how to work a camera, which is very true. Did I know how to look at sports? Not really. But my friend did tell him, Ryan knows how to work a camera. So that was one thing I did know. Out of everything what made me try that out and feel like, even though this could be an opportunity, is that it was still within the realm of my skills. So my entire life, a lot of things I've centered my stuff around has been videography, has been editing. It has been those things. So when this opportunity popped up, I'm like, damn, it's still kind of within the same realm here. Mm-hmm. It's just in a different field, but it's not a different field completely. And so, so I walked in there, and my first game, I'm like filming Notre Dame of UNC. They're playing Notre Dame in football, and in the rain. I was like, fuck is happening here? And like, I got put on the hardest camera. Look, my friend was just like, nah, okay, we're going to switch cameras. But what helped me out with that was this preparation, that this is still within my realm of things that I'm passionate about and that I'm trying to grow in as well. So but video, cameras, editing, it's all within the same family. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't move all the way over and try to go do financial consulting if that came up.
Right, but at the same time, I don't think you're around people that would ask you to do that, right?
I don't know. I'm around you.
Yeah, but that's also what I do, so I'm not asking you. You know? But like, I don't think I'm around engineers to where they'd be like, hey, can you help us with this rocket ship? I'm like, no. I'm not going to do that. But I mean, I had a friend ask me one time to record a book, and I had never done that before.
But you've talked.
Everyone's talked.
You have done it in front of people. You've had a microphone, and it kind of like is within the realm.
No, so I agree with what you're saying, but I still think if someone asked me to do something kind of outlandish, I'd probably still be like, I mean.
Would you really?
Yeah, even in that example with the rocket ship, I'd probably be Googling the heck out of it, but I'd probably try.
I think there are some things that I'm curious about.
100%.
But I wouldn't like, hey, can you come and do this? I'd be like, nah, but I am curious. Like, can I come watch y'all?
Yeah, maybe.
But like, to go in there confidently and say, well, according to ChatGPT, this is how that should be. Like,
they help with a lot.
It helps with a lot. But
so you could probably figure something out.
Probably could.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, like, I built my own computer. I have absolutely zero. Now that's another thing. Like, when I do go to something outside of my realm that I kind of want to learn, I will test on myself first before I do it for anyone else. Right.
But also another thought, if nothing else, if you're asking me to come help you build, I'm just using this build a rocket. I'm going to wear this out. If you're asking me to come help build a rocket ship, right? If I get there and I don't know which wires to connect to which wires, what I can do is make this process a little bit more efficient.
Can you?
I think so. I mean, being the person that I am.
Even though you don't know which wires to connect to where?
No, but I just mean, like, I feel like in general, like, being able to make things run smoother, or like figure out, why is it that we're asking me? Like, what in your thought process said this girl named Jasmine Brown should help us with, like, at some point, I think maybe you might need my help too, figuring out why you thought I was the one to ask.
That is so fascinating.
Right? It's just like it's a whole new way of thinking about it, because I feel like in business, I run a daycare. It wasn't something that I saw for myself. However, I can run a business. So it's like you can take that skill and apply it to a lot of different things. So like, I can delegate tasks, not always for myself, but I can delegate. I can say, okay, this team should be working on this thing. This team should be working on this thing, because the fact that you guys are crossing paths is making this much harder for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there are certain skill sets. Conflict resolution. I am a Libra to the T. Okay. Love a good conflict resolution. Love a good balance. Love a good mediation. You know, like, if a divorce lawyer was like, hey, I need help with this couple, I feel like I could step in and be like, so what's the problem here, guys? And like come to a resolution, you know. But I don't know anything about that type of thing, but I feel like just who I am and what I can bring to the table with just my skills and who I am could also be helpful. I think that's why I would try anything.
See, that's fascinating because for me, like kind of how I end up going about things is I don't feel comfortable doing something unless I've done it already. Like I would never tell someone, yo, I can build a computer for you, knowing good and damn well I've never done that before. Because most people will see, I mean, most old people, you know, they see that I'm able to find a downloaded file and they're just like, he's just a computer genius.
Yeah. But I mean, to some people you are.
But I'm not.
Okay.
And so like one of the things I truly believe and live by to the T within my heart is unless I've done it, put my hands on it, seen the frustrations of it, seen the ups and downs of it, like I will never say that I can do this for you.
Yeah.
Like, and even then it gives me a chance to be like, I'm not even interested in even trying to even learn that. And so I guess that's why like I always feel prepared because I'm just like, yo, straight up, I don't care to even learn that, but here we go. Like, but even after I put my computer together, I was just like, if someone were to ask me to do this for them, I don't fucking want to do it.
Yeah.
It's too much work.
Right.
I don't like this.
That's fair.
It's the same thing with like video editing. I can edit a video, and I know how to do it. So there's another reason why I like to always kind of get my hands in it myself, is that when someone is doing it, there's a level of patience I have with them. There's a level of understanding I tend to have. There's something that I'm always looking for. But that just comes from, I mean, like, I don't think I'm a particularly great delegator or leader. You know, the folks would argue that, but I mean, straight up. But I do live by that of just like, bro, if I ain't done it,
yeah,
I'm not even going to attempt to even believe that I can do this. So
that's fair. Well, one thing we've learned tonight is that we're both very prepared people in what we do.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like it.
Yeah. It's dope shit.
It is. It is. But that's all we got for you today, this afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. I realize that it's not always going to be at nighttime, so I had to correct myself on that one.
Yeah, whatever.
But I love that for us. So we're going to end with the Serenity Prayer again. I love that you close your eyes. It's really cute. Higher power. Grant me the serenity. I'm sorry. We're going to start over because it's just when you close your eyes, it's like I just expect you to be like saying a prayer or saying goodnight. And it is a prayer. But then it's like he's waiting on me to say it, and I know that. So like I could literally sit here for a while and he still won't say it until I start, which is anyway. Okay. Higher power. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the